Well, there could be relief on the horizon for restaurant owners struggling to make rent. The Restaurant Association of South Africa has potentially secured a 120 million rand fund. The fund would guarantee rental payments for 6 months, provided that landlords give a minimum 50% rental relief to owners. Let's find out more from the association CEO, Wendy Alberts. Wendy, so we were supposed to actually Skype you, but because of load shedding, we have to speak on the telephone. So let's get through this. Tell us more about the potential of this fund and where you are in actually securing that money.
Absolutely. So the money's pretty finalised in securing it. We've just got to get some information from the restaurant owners, pertinent information that we put out in the survey for them to respond to. We've really been searching through all avenues, turned every stone, looked under every tree for some type of private funding and relief. So it's no government funding. It is private funding. We certainly are calling to alternative lenders to look at bringing money into the industry. You know, we cannot trade through the difficult times that we're going through if we do not have income coming in. The banks have closed lending on us. They deem us as high risk. The landlords are in a tricky relationship. They certainly are also wanting their end of the bargain, and we're calling to them now again to look at a guaranteed rental payment, provided there is a relief on our side for us to be able to trade for the next 6 months. So you can see how imperative these cash flows and these cash inputs are to the business. Yeah. But more importantly, what's really, really challenging to the industry at the moment is the amount of rogue and irresponsible operators that are trading off restaurant licenses and that are compromising the sit-down restaurant industry. We are calling for them to stop overcrowding their venues, not to do dancing, not to do the DJs, not to do the live music, and to really play their part in being responsible in saving the entire industry. You know, there's probably a list of about 35 of these operators who constantly put the industry at risk and put the industry at risk in December. And it's imperative that we all play our part and do what we need to do to slow down the curve and ensure that we keep the industry open.
I totally get you. That is a good point, because a few rotten apples and then the entire industry does suffer. I want to talk, though, a bit more about this relief fund, because there will have to be repayments made if you do qualify. And let's first talk about how restaurant owners qualify to get this relief.
So the qualification process has been underwritten at the moment by the lenders. That will be made available in the next couple of days. I think we should get it by Friday. And effectively, the first year there's no repayments and no interest charged, and then the loan is paid back over 48 months thereafter, provided the landlord. So if a landlord is charging you 10% of rental, we will match that 10% in a form of a guarantee for the landlord, so guaranteed of it while we rebuild the businesses, or an 8%. And in the worst case scenario where landlords are really stubborn and businesses are in a very viable proposition in high tourism belts where there is an attraction like a Franschhoek or a Rubik's Castile or a parade or a Hartbeer Sport, where we can uplift tourism and can bring sufficient value back into that area, we will look at going as much as 50% guaranteed for 6 months on the rental payments back to the landlord.
Yeah. All right, we're going to have to leave it right there because this line is not very clear, but we get the gist of it. Thanks so much for that, Wendy Alberts, CEO of the Restaurant Association of South Africa.